what you gotta say, but don't play. Say what you gotta say, but don't play. Say what you gotta say, but don't play.
So, really quickly, I kind of want to just sit up and talk to you guys about mental health, my mental health, and kind of what's been happening with me since the move. So, as you guys know, I have mental health issues. I have dissociative identity disorder, which basically, if you guys did not know, it's a trauma response that is created mentally in your brain through trauma happening at a very young age, most likely due to sexual trauma or childhood trauma. My DID was created when I was young due to sexual trauma. Basically, my DID, I'm going to go over like signs and symptoms or whatever. My DID pretty much does not present itself as, oh my God, I switched into another personality. I'm like this one minute, I'm like that one minute. I don't have super high highs, super low lows. I mean, I may, but that's not something that I notice about myself yet. Maybe other people notice, but I haven't. I do have manic episodes. Well, at least I have. Yeah, I have in the past. Where I kind of get stuck, but pretty much I've been noticing that one of my symptoms is paralysis or burnout, stress burnout. Pretty much when I get too overwhelmed, I get kind of in a position where I tell myself that I'm relaxing or that I deserve self-care and I need to take a bubble bath and I need to do this and I need to do that. And I really just kind of get stuck in not doing anything. Like, I could know that I have responsibilities. I could know that I have stuff to do. But my stress levels get so high that I can't do anything but sometimes just be in the bed on my phone. And if you guys know me, y'all know I'm never just on my phone. Like, if anything, I'll be scrolling YouTube. But as far as like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, social medias, TikTok, stuff like that goes, I don't get on there on a day-to-day basis. So I can tell when I'm in my spiritual burnout or my DID burnout. So yeah, basically with trauma, there are 3 common responses: fight, flight, or freeze / fawn. And I feel like I'm in the freeze / fawn mode. Like, it's like I really, really, really can't help myself. Even though I have stuff that I want to do and I want to be doing, I feel like the last month I've spent a whole month being in fight mode. When I was told that I had to move out of my home, I went into fight mode. I did everything that I could. If you guys didn't know, I even stripped for a week. I'll be doing a video next about that. So the video that you guys see after this one will be my stripper experience. But that was me being in fight mode. Like, literally me being in fight mode. I had literally switched into a person who felt I had to do that. And yeah, so for the whole month of July, I was so stressed out. Like, there was not one day that I wasn't stressed out, that I was not worried about what was gonna happen next, about just having fear. Like, all of July, and it was my birthday month, but all of July I was really, really, really in a bad space. But I had pretty much forced myself into just getting up, into just doing what I had to do into pretty much just working hard and grinding and like really, really, really making the money that I needed to make, changing the mindset into what was gonna help me get up every day and work hard. I got a job. I did all these things. Like, I was literally in fight mode. Like, I refused to run away. I refused to be stopped. Like, at that moment in my life, I had no other choice but to fight for my sanity, like for our home. And I did that. Now here we are in August, and I was finally able to get my new home. And the first week, again, I was stressed out because I had to move. Me and my mom and my brother had to move all of our stuff by ourselves. I had to clean up the house. I was afraid. I was worried about my car. I was worried about money and the U-Haul and what money they had took off. I was worried about everything. Like, if my Wi-Fi was going to work, or if we're going to be safe in this neighborhood, are my neighbors going to care about this? Is this going to be safe? Is this going to be okay? Like, am I going to have somewhere to park? All these things. And I was enjoying my home. Like, I was enjoying the fact that I just moved into a new house. But I hadn't had time to, like, take everything in and just be. Like, I kept telling Jonathan, like, I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm so exhausted. And I feel like I didn't do nothing today. Like, all I did was clean up. All I did was get the house together. All I did was do this. And now I see, like, this is not something that I'm doing. This is not me being lazy. This is not something that God is going to punish me for. Oh, because I'm not going live, because I'm not doing readings, that means that I'm not going to make no money and I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. Like, why would I? That's what I did to myself all last year. Why would I do that to myself again? Why would me taking a break, me enjoying the house that I just stressed out for a whole month about, why would me enjoying my home be a bad thing? Why would I sit here and be in a spirit of lack or be in a stressed mindset when I know what God has for me and what God already told me was mine? You know, it's so hard changing your life. It's so hard deciding to live a different kind of life, to live a different lifestyle, to be different, to want different. It's so hard because you find yourself going right back to who you were. You find yourself questioning yourself. And one thing about me spiritually, my lesson has been not relying on anything outside of myself. Because before, in my spirituality, I would rely on angel numbers. I would rely on them to tell me everything. And sometimes I would be having anxiety and I would see an angel number and I'd be like, yes, well, that confirmed that this is bad going to happen and blah, 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 blah. When really it's a perception. That angel number could have been there to calm my spirit. But instead I allow anxiety to tell me something else. So now, where I am in life, God just be like, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what's in your heart. You know, like, and I still find myself being like, oh, God, well, am I making the right decision because I'm not going live today? Or am I making this right decision by not being this person friend no more? Am I making this right decision by this? And then I'd be like, God, well, show me angel number this if I'm making the right decision. And it just be like, I won't see it or something like that. And it'd just be like, wow, but I still feel this in my heart though. I still feel like what I know is what I know. Outside of what something else is showing me or telling me, or outside of what's on social media, outside of what the government tells me, outside of what the world makes us out to be, are you one within yourself? Do you just trust your intuition without an angel number? Without a fucking tarot reader, without an astrologer, without a minister, without a church, without a significant other, without a child, without validation of anything but yourself. And that's, I think, why God has kind of sat me down, because I was overwhelmed with trying to be a different person, because naturally I switch when it's time for me to switch, when it's time for me to be different. Y'all know, like, y'all can see, if y'all go back in my videos, y'all can tell that I've switched, that I be a whole different person during a whole different phase of my life. So me trying to force it instead of allowing it to happen kind of took a lot of energy from me, trying to force myself into a life that I wasn't ready for. I had to be ready for it. And that's what God is that's my lesson. Like, you can manifest blessings all you want, but until I'm ready for you to have it, it won't be yours. It won't be yours. So you can manifest something all you want to, but until I say it's yours, until you listen to what I say, until you hear my voice, until you hear my word, until you know me, until you know what's my voice and only my voice, you will not be granted this gift. You will not be granted this thing. And how was I going to hear that voice constantly going live, or constantly trying to clean my house, or constantly doing this or doing that? Sometimes you just got to sit with yourself. You got to binge watch that TV show. You have to take a break. You have to say, fuck the money that I'm not making right now, because I believe in myself and I believe in God 11:11. I believe what God is going to do in my life. I believe that me ministering God's word and me speaking about what God does in my life is work enough, you know. And I'm not saying that I won't do readings, but one thing about readings is that it is a job to me. It was my job. It is my job. So when I was feeling stressed and overwhelmed, I looked to work to kind of be my hero. You know, like me making money, me going live and me getting a whole bunch of clients and me having a whole bunch of money is going to solve my problems. But me paying my bills is not going to eliminate my stress, because God showed me I'm just going to stress about something else. I got this beautiful ass house, and then I spent the whole month stressing about getting this house. I got the house, and then as soon as the day that I got up in this house, I was worried about fucking going live, doing readings and shit. Not saying that it's a bad thing. However, I just spent a year. I guess I kind of did, because me and Jonathan were talking about moving from this house from like when our year lease was up last year, and from then we were on a month to month. But the whole time we were on the month to month, we were wanting to leave. So the fact that I spent the whole month in July stressing about where I was going to live, and then God gave me a blessing, and then for me to add on more stress, it's kind of like, okay, then what the fuck did we just make you stop stressing about this house for, if you were just going to find a new thing to stress about? Nothing is wrong with my car, but I started thinking, I saw a meme on Instagram that was like, as soon as your life going good, your car start fucking up. And just me seeing that automatically gave me anxiety. Why? Just like me automatically seeing the angel number could be confirmation for something that it wasn't even really for. You know, so I think that what's happening with my mind, with my mental space, with my trauma, with everything that I have going on, I think God is really kind of just trying to sit me down and allow me to hear myself. I'm not, my mission is not right now to be listening to God. I don't, you know, that's not, God has set me down, you know, that's already happened. God already told me the answers. I'm not gonna keep telling Kamaya the same thing over and over again. I told you, I said what I said. God said what he said. God already let me know. Now it's up to me to listen to my higher self and to believe that, to trust that, to honor that, to respect that even if it's not exactly how the fuck I think it's supposed to go, it's going exactly how God said it was gonna go. And I'm cool with that. Me sitting in this bed is exactly what was written in the cards for me. If I would have never sat in this bed, I never would have got the idea to boom, pop on here and do this video. So even when I'm not working, I'm working. Even when you guys are not doing the very thing that y'all feel like, dang, I'm supposed to be doing this. You don't know what you not doing what you think you're supposed to be doing is really doing for you. A lot of the times we live in so much stress that we don't just live. We don't just live in what it's like to be a human being. Like, you don't always got to be working. You don't always have to be obtaining money. You don't always have to be working yourself to the bone. Like, I'm not for 24 hours no sleep grind culture. I'm not for it. I'm not for working for somebody else and breaking my back. I'm not for working a 9 to 5 and then still having to come home and not have time for my kids, not have time to clean my house, not have time for my own business. I'm not for having my own business, but I can't spend no time with my kid, and I'm having to sacrifice my sleep and my well-being and my body and my sanity for a business that in 10 years I could want to change, you know? So it's about sometimes just living in the moment. And I think my freeze response is just that, living in the moment. And my trauma, I've had a lot of sexual trauma throughout the years. And even growing up with my child's father, with recent men, not super recent, but right before I got with Jonathan, even in my relationship with Jonathan, like, I've done it. When I didn't want sex, instead of saying no, I've just kind of froze up or allowed it to happen. And that's been my life story, my whole entire life. Every time some sexual trauma has happened to me, instead of speaking up for myself, I've kind of just allowed it to happen. And then blamed myself for allowing it to happen, or blaming them for why it happened. You know, if the act of allowing or just being or just living is a lot harder than sometimes fighting back. You know, like, if y'all think about, like, slaves and shit, like, a lot of people think that, like, well, if I was back then, I would have fought, or I would have just died, or I would have, ain't no way, we black and we strong, and y'all would have just let, look, we don't, they, for one, had weapons. For two, our spirit was not where it is now. And we don't know how God told them, like, just let this be. You know, because in the reality of it is, like, we could overthrow them, like, even with their motherfucking guns. Think about who black people are today. And how even more powerful we was back then. Like, what? Huh? We could have definitely. But the act of allowing, even when it seems like, oh, I'm allowing something bad to happen, the act of allowing is what true surrender looks like. Because if you ask me, black people finna be running shit. I do not think we gonna have white people as slaves, but I think that there is gonna be an overthrow of what the fuck this world is right now. I do feel like in generations to come, the world will not look like this. So, in just being grateful for the time that we have to be alive during this time is reason enough to kind of just surrender. And everything could be gone tomorrow. The world could be gone tomorrow. Money could be changed and they could be like, no, we only accept cryptocurrency. Money could change to where, okay, we only have flying money now. Or shit, cars could be non-existent tomorrow. They could cure cancer tomorrow. COVID could wipe all of us out fucking tomorrow. We never fucking know. So to surrender in what your day is honestly truly a blessing. It's a blessing. And for me, with my DID, it's literally something that I don't have a choice in. What looks like relaxing is not really me relaxing. It's me dissociating from all of the stress that I have going on up here that's overwhelming me. You ever hear people being so overwhelmed they take a nap? That's a trauma response. That is a stress response. That is fight or flight. That is freeze. That is literally your mind telling you, hey, it's too much. It's too much right now. Get in the bed and allow yourself to kind of like process everything. Allow yourself to kind of figure everything out. Because obviously, walking around on a day-to-day basis, you're taking on so much energy from the shit that you watch. You're taking in messages from the shit that you look at. From even if you just binge watching the TV, you constantly gaining messages or seeing things or feeling empathy. How you feeling empathy for a TV show? Sometimes you don't have that empathy to give, or you don't have time to feel that. You don't have, So, balance is important. Balance is very much important. And for me, I've been grinding. Sometimes I get down on myself like, well, you haven't been working. But what the fuck is working? I've been working hard to be a good human being. I've been working hard at my YouTube. I've been filming. Even if I haven't posted, I've been filming. I've been working hard at being a better mother and spending more time with my daughter. Changing how I interact with her. Changing how I parent her. Changing the opportunities that I'm able to give to her. Just changing my mindset. All of that is fucking hard work. And a lot of times we get down on ourselves when we're not working, when our work isn't validated by money, by recognition, by clients, by the likes. Fuck that. I don't need validation anymore. God already told me what was for me. I don't need to validate my stress by plenty of money coming in, because money would stop some of my stress. But why not be peaceful without all the money coming in? Why not learn peace first, and then that might even bring the money in more, because now I have that peace of mind to where I have the energy and the capacity, the mental space to take on working. I just feel like overall, I really, really, really want y'all to stop being so hard on yourself. I really want y'all to decide that it's okay to take a rest. It's okay to give your kids to their grandparents for the summer. It's okay to take a week off from work. It's okay to take a day off. Like, and also, as far as morals and values, do not make everything that you do bad. Stealing and killing and cheating on people, hurting people, what else do people feel guilty about? Doing something bad as a parent, running an errand, or leaving your kid at home, or whooping your kid. Shit, if you do that, not being the best brother or sister, not being the best friend, not calling your friend back, not going into work this day. So many things we tend to feel guilty about, but what the fuck is guilt? I feel like as human beings, like Kamaya told me the other day, like, Mommy, we're meant to be mean. Like, sometimes we meant to be mean, or sometimes we're just bad. Or she said something along the lines. I think she said sometimes we're meant to be mean, and it triggered me because if nobody in this world was mean, or if we never did bad things, would we ever ascend? Would we ever know our own worthiness if we didn't start off sinning and being bad and doing, and then getting to a point where we've elevated? What will be the validation? What will be the moral compass of we're a better person? I feel like that right there is that validation, feeling like, well, I'm not doing something bad, and guilt, not having guilt is validation. We're allowed to have guilt. Why should I not feel any guilt to be validated that I'm a good person? How about I stole that candy? My kid really wanted it. I didn't have no money, but that's a memory that my kid's going to have forever, that we broke, but yeah, my baby got some candy. Who's to say? Who's to say that that wasn't a memory? My kids ain't had candy in a year or in a month since Halloween. I ain't had no money, I ain't had no funds, but I went to that gas station and I put those M&Ms up in my bag. Who's to say I should have to feel guilty about that when I did the best that I could for my kid? Who's to say I'm not working 2 jobs and I still don't got enough? Literally, if you work a job, you don't got enough to pay your rent. I don't care what you're saying, unless you're working overtime, working yourself to the bone, working hella fucking hours, over 40 hours a week. You do not have enough to pay your rent and take care of your family and take care of your kids and be able to fucking travel and live how you want to and do all this kind of shit. Like, there is no fucking way. There is no fucking way. So take that break. Get on your phone. Be on social media all day if you fucking want to. Do what the fuck you gotta do to make you happy, outside of how anybody else is gonna feel about it. Spend that money. Save that money, yeah. Whatever your income is, 10% of it should be for you. Period. For you to just spend and splurge. If out of $100, if you can't spend 10 on yourself, and that other 90, matter of fact, 50 go to rent, 40 go to bills, 10 go to you. If that ain't how I gotta go, or shit, however it gotta be divided up, kids, family, whatever the fuck, you have to be willing to enjoy this life. You have to be willing to sometimes be stuck. You gotta be willing to be stuck. Like, my Facebook memories been coming up, and I've been so irritated. Like, well, I'm not gonna do the same thing that I did last year. I'm not gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna do the same. But who's to say, like, me being in this cycle is not needed? Who's to say me being in the same cycle for the next 2 years is not needed for my dirty 30? For me to be in a whole new position in my life. Who's to say that what I'm going through right now, me being stuck right now, is not going to inspire a motivational speech a month from now or 2 weeks from now that's going to go viral? Sit in your shit sometimes. You know, sometimes it's literally meant for us to surrender to whatever it is that God has for us, whether it be good, bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. It ain't for us to know. It ain't for us to get. It ain't for us to decide. Sometimes it's just for us to live through. Who am I to say that I wish my trauma never happened? Me getting sexually molested never happened. Who the fuck would Caprice be right now if that shit didn't happen? If I didn't allow that shit to happen. If I didn't just sit there. If I didn't just surrender. Who would I be? I can't fathom her, because I'm not her. This vessel was not meant to come back to earth and not be sexually assaulted. I was meant for great things. I was meant for abundance. I was meant to be a powerful being. And there's no way I can be as powerful as I am without getting over something, without getting through something, without God putting His touch on my life. Do y'all get that? The shit that you're going through right now is temporary. You're going through it for a reason. Next year not gonna look like this, boo. Next week not gonna look like this, boo. Rest this week. I guarantee you, what you would have made this week and what you would have made next week, you're gonna make next week. I guarantee you. I'm anointing you with that, and I'm putting that on your spirit. I'm putting that on your heart. Go get that. Go get that. Go get that. It's yours. You get to rest. Don't tell yourself you don't get the rest. If you telling yourself you don't get the rest, bitch, the world gonna tell you that. The government gonna tell you that. These doctors gonna tell you that. These motherfuckers out in the street gonna tell you that. These men gonna tell you that. Nah. Let me show you the kind of life I want to live. I want to be able to rest. I want to make money in my sleep. That's what I'm manifesting. I'm Rihanna, bitch. What she say? How I woke up after Fenty perfume just motherfucker sold out, bitch. That's me. That's me. Me laying in this bed is me manifesting. I don't even gotta work, boo. I really want that. I really want my husband to be the breadwinner. I really feel like I'm gonna be making money from my crib. One appearance here and there, one motivational speech here and there, a class here, a class there, life coach session here and there. I see that for myself. I better start living in it. Who says the rich don't work? The rich don't work. They have money to get people to work for them. Yeah, they be busy. Yeah, they got shit to do. But the rich don't work. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care how driven you are, how motivated you are. When you have the freedom to not have to do something, you work smarter, not harder. That's what I'm learning. I've been there in my life where I've worked myself to the bone, to the end of my wits, to the point where I was so fucking stressed I needed to be rescued. Y'all hear the fucking alarm going? Fire truck, whatever. That's a sign. I needed rescuing. I was breaking down, begging God, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And now God is helping me and put it on my heart. Smarter, not harder. You working yourself to the bone for what? Sometimes you still only got your rent money. Sometimes you still don't have everything covered. But you done worked your ass off and you still don't got enough. I just spent a year telling my husband, telling Jonathan, nigga, you work hard every day. Them phones get to ringing you up. Hard every day. And we still struggling. That's a problem. That's a problem. No way am I going to work day in and out, and I'm not taken care of. No way. Not for my business, not for somebody else's business, not for nothing. Even in my own business, I set my standards. And that's real shit. If you start your business and you doing everything and you constantly burning yourself out, you're going to keep living like that. Even when you get the money, you're going to constantly be a perfectionist. Like, I got to do everything. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I bet. Because that's what you taught yourself. That's what you told yourself you had to do. No, boo. Them clients still going to come. They still going to want them outfits. They still going to want them purses. They still going to want what you selling, boo. You just got to believe it. If you don't believe it, then how you want somebody else to believe it? No, but for real though, y'all, for real. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all didn't get the gist of the video was about mental health, burnout, stress, and like ADHD, paralysis, and how sometimes your body just need to sit your ass the fuck down. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was kind of going to include this in a vlog, but now the video done turned into 30 minutes. So I know this video didn't have an intro, but that was the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, a comment, and a share. Share this video on all your social medias, especially Facebook, because I go live doing tarot readings over there. I'm out of here, y'all.